I'm Jackie Rabbit, and today I want to talk to you about 2021 and what are you going to do with it? What are your plans for 2021? What are you going to do? And how are you going to do it? Let's talk about the new year, but first, it's been a while, so go give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Then click the bell so you get a notification the next time I post a video. Let's go talk about what we're going to do with this new year. What can we do? How much can we achieve? And what is your plan? Come on, let's go talk about it. All right, so we got out of 2020. We're just barely out of it, but we made it. So 2021, what are you going to do with it? I'm feeling a little guilty. I haven't posted for a while. I took a holiday, and a lot of you have been asking, where are you, Jackie? What's going on? I'm fine. I've been working. There's a lot going on personally. There's a lot going on at work, and I took some time off. So it was, I took a little month out of the schedule, and I haven't been around on the video. But here I am, and I want to talk to you about what 2021 is going to do for you. I have plans. I know you have plans, but what are you going to do to achieve your goals? That's the same question I keep asking myself. But first, let's go back to guilt. I feel guilty that I haven't been here posting videos for you. So guilt is something I want to talk about. What can we do with guilt? Can it be used for positive? Is it just something that's baggage we got to get rid of? Let's discuss all of these little options and what we can do this year. So, a new year, a new you. A year ago, I did this same kind of video, but with different things going on. My goals back then were other surgeries. I wanted bottom surgery. There were a number of things I wanted to achieve during the course of that year. Facial surgery and other things happened. So a lot of things have gone on in the last 3 years for me that got me to the place that I am, where I've rolled along in my transition, and I feel pretty darn well about the results of how things have gone. And now I'm just working on being the best version of myself, the best Jackie I can be, and I think you should do the same. Internal change comes at the price of work. You must work, and you shouldn't expect anything immediately. It's something that happens over the course of time. Just like transition, you don't get instant results. As much as we might want them, that's never going to happen. So you have to work day by day at achieving the goals daily that will get you to where you want to be. That's how it works. 3 years later, I'm fairly satisfied with the way things have gone. And I continue to just strive to be the better version of myself. And that still takes constant work, constant effort, and it will go on for the rest of my life. So I want you to know that even though your transition may only take you several years, you want to continue working as hard as you can to be the best version of yourself. So all that internal change and all those goals internally have to keep going no matter what you do. And they should not take a backseat to your physical transition. Your internal changes and your external changes need to happen side by side. You need to be working internally and externally during this process. So do everything you can, but just take it one day at a time. So the guilt. I'm feeling guilty because I feel like you, my viewers, want me to post something every single week. Well, we never made that arrangement, did we? There was no expectation, but you did miss me. And I missed talking to you. So there was guilt, but what can I do with that guilt? Well, the positive thing I've done with the guilt is bust out the camera and make this video so that things are getting done, moving it down the road. So I've used that guilt, which really is a negative thing, to move myself or motivate myself forward. And if you can use it that way, that's fine. But guilt is such a negative thing. And I think we should let go of it in many cases. One of the things I've noticed most of you viewers that have talked to me in the comments below have said is that you want to transition, but you can't. And there are various reasons. Family, spouse, kids, job, expectations of your family, many, many things. But at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do for you, and you have to be honest with others. So some of the things that I see that really I wish I could do something to help you more are the comments when I see you say, if I tell this person, whether it's a spouse or a family member or a kid, any of those things, I feel or I fear that they will expunge me from their life or treat me poorly or I'll lose my job or whatever those fears might be. And there's validity to those things. I mean, yes, that does happen. Can you get through it? Absolutely. I've gotten through all of those things. Can you move on and still be a positive person? Yes, once again, you can be. Can it be a positive experience that you don't expect something positive to happen? Yes, that can happen too, where you expect something bad to happen, but really something good happens and that person's absolutely okay. But do you have to hold yourself back because of the guilt? Do you owe them everything because of that guilt? Well, the answer is going to be different for everyone, but I would venture that a no might be accurate. There is a level of honesty that we have to come forward to others with. At some point, they're going to be shocked when we tell them that we have these feelings, that we are a different person than we've told them or portrayed to them. And it's going to be a big adjustment. Now, they can take it well or they can take it poorly, but it isn't on us, and we don't have to hold guilt for their reaction. If their reaction is very poor and they treat you poorly in return, you're not responsible for that negative action just because you were honest with them. Don't internalize and take on all that negativity from a poor reaction. Don't feel like you caused it. You didn't cause it. You were just honest. So being honest with others when you come out, actually being yourself and telling them what's going on isn't a bad thing. You're not doing something bad to others. They may have a bad reaction, but that's not your responsibility, and you should not bear that guilt. That's what I don't want you to do with guilt. You could use it to motivate you forward, like this video is happening because I feel guilty for not giving you a video for the last month. But don't internalize a bad reaction or a bad behavior from someone else that you believe you may have caused with your own honesty. That doesn't belong to you. Don't do that to yourself. Just be honest, be kind, and be loving to the others that you care about in your life. That's all you can do. What they do with it is their business. So if you have to, remove that guilt from yourself. Don't internalize it. That's unfair to you. Now, they may react very well. There may be a very positive reaction to your honesty. You don't know until you get there. That's something that you're going to have to learn this year. In 2021, I think this is the year where you're honest with everyone. You really tell them what's going on. So that's my wish and my hope for you. That 2021 can be a year of honesty where you really get to tell people what's going on with you, where you can be honest and not tie yourself to their reaction, to not internalize and bond yourself to what they do about that information. You can absolutely remove yourself from whatever their reaction might be, whether it's good or bad, and just be honest about who you are and move forward knowing that you've done your best. Would you want to drag somebody along who truly would treat you poorly, who would mistreat you for knowing the truth about you? Is that someone you're going to want to bond yourself with over time because you owe them? It's up to you to decide what's best. And I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you should take some things into consideration. If the person that you're worried about most is going to mistreat you, knowing the truth about you, what does that say about them? What does that say about you allowing them to be that way to you? This is all something you have to figure out. In the long term, there will be people who are going to be good to you and stay with you. There are going to be people who are not going to be good to you, and they will not stay with you. The dynamic of your life will shift. The people in your life will come and they will go, and that will shift. But none of this is negative. Even when people leave, if there are people who are going to mistreat you, it's okay for you to let them go. You don't have to be someone's punching bag. You don't have to be the person who takes everything from everyone because you owe them. You don't owe them. You owe you. You have to learn it's okay to love yourself. It's okay to like who you are and be honest about that with others. And then deal with what they do with it, what their decision is about it. You will then be kind and generous with your time, loving and understanding when they discuss it with you. Whether they do a poor reaction or a positive reaction isn't your responsibility. How you work with them after that, that is your responsibility. Just remember, listen. It's not always just about us. My big mistake was always making everything about me when I should have just listened. So remember to listen. Be kind. Sometimes you don't have to have an answer. Sometimes just be there, absorb it, and let them know you care and that you'll try to figure something out. And if you think of something, you'll let them know. That's always acceptable. Give things time as well and ask for that in return. It's perfectly acceptable to say, you don't have to have an answer right now. You don't have to tell me what you want to do. You can think about it and get back to me. Just know I'm going to be here. That it matters to me that you're in my life and that it matters to me you're okay. That somehow we move down the road, no matter what that dynamic might be, even if it changes or shifts. I want 2021 to be something really special for you. And to all of you new girls, I will go back through the video list and I will recap each and every one of them this year so that you know my new perspective from where I am now, away from where I used to be. So a year ago or 2 years ago, if I had a topic, I'm going to revisit it, go through it, rediscuss it, and tell you what it's like 3 years later, 2 years later, 1 year later, so that you get to see what the changes are as you move through your life, transitioned. Take care of yourself, and remember, I truly care how this works for you in 2021. I know you're being safe. I know you're being careful. I know there's lots to do, and this might be your year. This may be the big shift in your life where you move forward. And if it is, I want you to know you can get through it day by day. Just keep those goals small and daily. Eventually, you will achieve the large goal. Take care of yourself. I'll see you next time. Bye. So in 2020, people were hoarding toilet paper and alcohol for hand sanitizer and everything else. And it was crazy. And you got to ask yourself, what kind of toilet papers do rabbits like? Well, of course we like rabbit paper.